So wide, I should say, so wide. After driving that Mitsubishi, you get used to such a small turning radius. It's gonna be interesting to drive this thing. What's good, fam? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. Just got done with the gym, and damn, I needed to get back in there. I've been going at my own place. Now I feel good enough to go to the main gym that I go to externally. And what I've learned, especially today for willpower, for motivation, is that your inner self-worth, if you're waiting to consider how valuable you are because you don't know, you're insecure, all you have to do is to actually put in the work towards things that are going to make you happy, the rituals that are going to bring you to where you want to be, your body, your mind, your spirit. And so when you put in the work, like going to the gym, stretching, it could even be eating right, drinking water, that is building your self-worth, because it's where you want to be in the future. You're building towards it today, and that helps you with your self-worth. It helps you with that conversation inside of your head, and it allows you to keep going further. So there's some motivation. We're gonna get some POV driving in the Mitsubishi. Look forward to a C8 Z06 review that is coming soon. So let's go, guys. All right, guys, what's good? Attached the phone to the GoPro wirelessly to preview the shot. Got the head strap on. This is gonna be fun. Not many opportunities to rip a Mitsubishi around Atlanta unless you have one. And I'm probably gonna be giving this back soon, so why not enjoy it for the time that we have. There's a sport mode for the transmission, which I've gotten used to. We have been using the e-brake for fun. Quite a nice car. 40 miles per gallon, very quick turning, very small turning radius, so you can make it out of really tight spots. And if you chill and get 40 miles per gallon, you got like a 7 to 8 gallon tank. And this has lasted me like 2 to 3 weeks at a time without putting a tank of gas in. And on 87 octane around here, a full tank of gas, if you go to like Costco, it could cost you like 20 bucks in this thing, which is amazing. Sound system is not that great. For sure, it's not that great. And in Atlanta, you know, people don't really know how to merge and all that, so you gotta have to maneuver a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Show them what's about. This is literally top speed for the car. Like, I have the throttle, like I'm mashing it all the way down right now. And this is what happens. I think the top speed is like 95, no joke. When you're coming up on a merge, right, you have to be able to judge what's going on. Cars are going to be coming in between lanes. People are going to be deaccelerating, they're going to be braking, they're going to get off the gas, all different things. So you have to keep all of that in mind as you come off like an exit like that. Find a nice little gap and say thank you very much, you know what I'm saying? Especially in a tight little thing like this. I'm a big momentum guy, so momentum driving is amazing. You really have to get the ebb and flow and just fit in where you can flow, basically. And in Atlanta, if you don't flow, then you're really going to be kind of stuck behind a lot of traffic. You'll just be caught up in people who are not merging or changing lanes properly, and you're going to get stuck in congestion, you know. And I think that's a metaphor in life for how you approach things. You have to be in a flow state, and you don't want to be caught up with everyone else who's basically, you know, sleepwalking. Like right here, I was tired of that. That was some nonsense. Just terrible driving all the way around. And if you have clarity, you have skill, dexterity, you know, it takes practice. You know, you can apply it. That's manifesting your own will, your flow, your energy into the state of where you're at. You better not be too overconfident, you know. There's a difference between entertainment, what you guys see like on YouTube, versus the real world. And a lot of people who are entertaining on YouTube, there's even levels further and deeper than in the real world that they train to, so that they can entertain at a different level, you know what I mean? But some people don't know the difference, and they take it too far on social media, and that's when bad shit happens. So, you know, it takes a while to be able to judge talent, dexterity, character like that, but when you can finally see it, I think it happens generally for people in their mid-20s to early 30s, when they start to be able to tell the divide. Some people have that gift at an early age, but if you don't have that gift and you're caught up in this, you know, trash brain rot entertainment content on YouTube, then you won't be able to tell when someone is pushing it too far, and you think that's normal in life, you know what I mean? So you have to be able to have that critical thinking to know And I'm just telling you right now that people, because they don't have the critical thinking, they go out, they mimic what they see on YouTube, and suddenly, you know, they're in a really life-threatening situation. So you guys need to keep that in mind. That's a real skill. Every time I've driven this car, I beat whatever the GPS estimate was. You know what I'm saying? Like, this car is undefeated. No smoking, clean, beautiful car, you know? I would put a sound system in it. That would be pretty fun. Like a 12-inch sub in the back. It's got a hatch. The interior lighting on this car, there's just one yellow freaking light in the back in the hatch that stays on if one of the doors is unlocked or not closed fully. This car lacks interior lighting for sure. Now this is an understanding of the car. That's why I did that. If I didn't have an understanding of the car and how people are accelerating, I wouldn't be doing these things, trust me. So I went to state court the other day, right? And the judge, oh my God. The people in state court, it just starts to show you what level of intelligence is out there, guys, and how easy it is to get ahead. These people cannot follow simple instructions. I feel bad for the judges, because you're seeing the level of effort and character that people put towards things that can really impact their lives, you know what I mean? And yes, I understand that you're dealing with the system, but it's so funny to see people who are like 30, 40 years old who are emotional at court. You know, the system doesn't give an F about your feelings, you know what I mean? Like, you don't go to the system seeking some emotional, you know, like plea as if you're a victim after you've committed some kind of crime that's on paper. It's like, you know, you have to work the system. And this is why I tell everyone, you know, you have to be kind to people, but you don't have to be kind to the system. So when I see people in court, I ask them, what are they here for? I try to help them maneuver the court and try to get them away from this mentality of like, oh, I need to plead for help. No, you need to plead your case, and you need to figure out how to do that. And the information is free and available to you. The effort is not free, and that's where a lot of people are just honestly NPCs, and you see it in courts. And I feel really bad for the judges, but that's why, you know, if you represent yourself, you have character, you have willpower, you know, and you get shit done, you're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? It's a spectrum, but it's also true in life. You have people who don't have the time, so they get the best lawyers. That's another thing, right? Time is money. Do you want to show up and represent yourself? If you have the time, you can. If you have a great lawyer with connections, that's the better way to go. But if you're going to represent yourself and then you don't put any of the work in, you have no idea what you're going through, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. So it's crazy to see all these people, you know, even on the virtual Zooms, it's hilarious. People are like in wife beaters, they're driving a car, they're at their construction job, and this is state court, you know what I mean? And it's like, what are you people doing, you know? Like, that's your life on the line. Based on how harsh the judge is, they can basically say, you know, oh, I'm gonna throw you in jail. And Atlanta's a funny place. I've said that for a while now. In Atlanta, nothing gets taken seriously until something gets taken way too seriously. But unfortunately, the general level of intelligence and common sense is dropping, so that people take things seriously that they shouldn't. And you know, it's losing that little bit of funniness because it's becoming serious and people are dumb, you know what I mean? So you just have to know how to move. And like I said, you can still treat people with kindness, and you don't have to necessarily treat the system with kindness. But you should help people get to, you know, a better version of themselves. And sometimes it's just helping them out of a situation where they may not understand what they're doing. But there's a limit as to, you know, you as a person take your case to state court, and then you have no idea what you're doing, and you're not following up on what they're telling you to do. Like, that's just a personal failure, you know what I mean? And people can help you by building a bridge or meeting you halfway when there's opportunity and a way to move forward. But if you don't actually step, you know, put one foot in front of the other, then you just won't be able to get there. And now, that's not for everyone, because, you know, people do fall into situations where the system has actually put them into a place where, you know, that's where I say you have to be kind to people and not kind to the system. And man, I used to have some change here. I wish I still had some change. Now what I can do, you know, with these videos is to help people just break through any limiting beliefs that they have, get a better understanding of the world as it is, you know, not just the rose tinted glasses that influencers are paid to talk about. You know, that's another real thing. If you want to talk about YouTube and blowing up, you have to be authentic, you know. I mean, if you're a guy, especially, women can get away with being a lot more inauthentic than men, and let's just be honest about that, because men, we don't have the same sex appeal always with our body, and so men have to put on entertainment in a different sense, and sometimes it goes just way too crazy off the scale, and you'll see that people who were originally being themselves and getting attention once they got partnerships, they basically got boxed in, and you know, if you get boxed in like that, you will no longer be authentic, and you probably won't enjoy the content you create. So I tell people now, long form YouTube content that's authentic, where people are kind of hanging out with you, like, that's the best. And you know, you're going through what you actually do, and the world is a stage, so the way that you show what you actually do, that is up to you, you know what I mean? But there is a way to keep it authentic but still provide entertainment, and that balancing act, that's the beauty, I think. But do that consistently and you will see success. And when we think about success, right, like this YouTube, I was doing it for love, and I did not expect the success. And I think if you do something for love, you should be able to visualize at the onset what it's going to be like at a place where you want to be a year from now or 3 years from now. Like, really visualize that you're going to be there, but don't expect to see any tangible progress until at least about 3 months in. You know, 3 months of consistent work towards that goal, and you will see some progress towards that vision that you had, because you're seeing a future version of yourself, and that future version of yourself exists. And you can either build up the connection between your present and your future self, or you can derail it, go off a different tangential path, like a completely different direction, and it's up to you. It's really up to you. And if you start to say, oh, it's the people around me, it's the environment around me, to an extent, that's definitely true. You know, people can get depressed when they're surrounded by assholes, but it's still up to you, you know, how you decide to get out of that. And again, if we all just help each other out by being a little bit more kind and understand how people are going through a situation and try to lend them a hand, you know, then we can defeat the system universally just by helping each other out and accepting that the system is here to put us, you know, at odds against each other. We are living through an oligarch class where we have neo-feudalists in power for the United States. We're about to go through a 20-year transition, I think, into next generation technologies for propulsion, for energy, for robotics and AI, and people are sleepwalking through it. So if you're here on this channel, you enjoy the cars, but you also enjoy what I'm talking about, you know, you see it, you get it, you know what I mean? And I want you to break free by starting to do things that you love, helping people along the way, and just be aware of the system so that you're able to adapt. Because adaptability, that's what, you know, that's why humans are here. And unfortunately, the general population is losing its ability to adapt because it's so asleep at the wheel. And so I don't want you guys to be like that, especially if you're on this channel. And I appreciate all of you guys for all the support. Seriously. And I'm just saying, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, consistency, visualize where you want to be, and just go for it. Start. I'm not gonna lie, when it snowed, I did slide this car a little bit, and we might get some snow next week. The M4 did get tuned. That was the previous video. So the car is fully tuned on a flex fuel setup. It can run any content of ethanol, any percentage of ethanol. It just kind of adapts the tune to it. And now what we need to do is paint and body work. So we're gonna get that done and add a little bit of aero on the car. And I can't wait to get it back. So hopefully end of month. And I'm gonna line up some other content, like reviews of that C8 Z06 that I talked about. That's Drew's Z06, Drew at Precision Window Tint and Film, who did the PPF on my M4 and many of my other cars. That is full foot on the gas right there in regular driving mode. I think the sport mode in this is really for the transmission. I'm not really sure if it affects the ability for the car to produce any more power. It really holds the RPMs at a higher RPM before shifting. All right guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. We have so much more to come. I have the Insta360 as well. We're gonna get multiple camera angles set up and a lot more content to come, so let's go.